Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the social studies class. Today, we're going to be discussing drug trafficking, preventing drug trafficking in our society. Remember, I gave you this topic last time as a project, and I want to elaborate more on the topic because we were unable to talk on it last time. So, we're going to be discussing drug trafficking, reasons for drug trafficking, consequences of drug trafficking, prevention of drug trafficking, and some agencies that fight against drug trafficking in Nigeria. So we're going to be taking them one after the other. But before we go to the reasons or definition of drug trafficking, let us talk about the introduction of the topic. Let me give you a brief insight or the introduction of the topic drug trafficking. Our society has a lot of challenges, and people tend to act or to engage in activities that are illegal in order to make money. So the challenges of poverty and lack of money or basic needs can make people to go to any lengths to get or to acquire money. Sometimes people take steps that do not conform to societal values and norms. And these societal values, integrity, honesty, and so on. Although we all need some possession, we all need some basic needs, things we want, and all of for our daily life, our sustenance. But we must use only lawful means to acquire them or to get them. So in this topic, we are going to look at the dangers of illegal trading of drugs, also known as drug trafficking, and how it can be prevented in our society. Now, what is drug trafficking? Drug trafficking is the selling and buying of illegal drugs or substance. Drug trafficking is known or can be defined as the selling and buying of illegal drugs or substances. It entails the growing, making, transporting, sorting, importing, exporting, and distribution of illegal drugs. I'll take that again. Drug trafficking is the selling and buying of illegal drugs or substance. It entails the growing, that is the planting, making, it can be made, transporting from one place to the other, storing, that is storage, importing, bringing in, and exporting, that is taking out, and distribution of illegal drugs. In your JSS2 days, you treated the topic drug abuse, and you were taught that that is the misuse of legal or illegal drugs or substance. But this, on the other hand, is drug trafficking. And that has to do with buying and selling, importing and exporting, distributing of drugs, and buying and selling of legal or illegal drugs. So that is drug trafficking. That is the definition of drug trafficking. It has to do with the buying of illegal drugs or substance. So it has to do with the growing, the making, the transporting, the storing, the importing and the exporting, and even distribution of illegal drugs. Don't forget, your definition, when you're defining drug trafficking, it has to do with illegal drugs. And there are some key words that must appear in your definition. That is transporting, storing, importing, exporting, and distribution of illegal drugs. Moreover, it is an illegal business. You should know that drug trafficking is also an illegal, lucrative, and worldwide business. People who engage in this illegal trade are known as drug dealers. You can call them drug dealers, you can call them drug traffickers, you can call them drug couriers. That is the name they are known for. People who engage in drug trafficking, people who engage in buying and selling of drugs, distribution of drugs, storing drugs, exporting and importing illegal drugs. They are known as drug traffickers. You can as well call them drug dealers. So that is the definition and meaning of drug trafficking. Now let us now go to the reasons for drug trafficking. Reasons for drug trafficking. The first one, we have poverty. Another one, we have ignorance. We have greed. We have unemployment. We have peer influence or bad company. we have laziness. We have laziness, then we have lucrativeness of the illegal trade. Lucrativeness of the illegal trade. Now let's take it one after the other. The first one I told you about is poverty. That's one of the reasons for drug trafficking. I told you we have poverty. Now, poverty has to do with the inability to provide for the basic needs of some people, and it leads them into drug trafficking. When people are poor, they are unable to cater for themselves, they're unable to get some certain needs, some basic needs that they need. So it will lead them to drug trafficking, and they start trafficking drug, either buying or selling or distributing or planting or growing of illegal drugs. So that is one of the reasons why people engage in drug trafficking. Do not forget, poverty is the first one. When people are poor and they could not cater for themselves, they could not get the basic needs for that they need for their day-to-day activity, or that will sustain them and keep them alive. Then another one is ignorance. We have ignorance. Another reason why people engage in drug trafficking is ignorance. Now, many people who engage in drug trafficking do not know the danger of illegal drugs on the individual and society. They also don't know the legal implication of the trade. When people are ignorant, when they don't know the consequences or the effects of what they are doing, it is also a reason or a way of drug trafficking. They engage in it truly, but they don't know the effects, they don't know the danger, they don't know the consequences it has on individual and society. So they engage in it, and that is one of the reasons why people engage in drug trafficking. Ignorance. Number three is greed. Greed. Another reason why people engage in drug trafficking is greed. Excessive love and desire for money and material wealth lure some people into drug trafficking. When people are greedy, when they want excess of money, excess of material things, excess of wealth and things of this world, when the love of money, they got attracted to love of money, then they would desire more. They want more. Then they can engage in any kind of illegal business such as drug trafficking. So that is greed. That is excessive love and desire for money and other material wealth. Another one is unemployment. Unemployment. The high rate of unemployment and joblessness among Nigerian youths is another reason why they engage in drug trafficking. When the youths are unemployed, they don't have anything to do, they are idle, they are unemployed, there's no work for them to do, then because they are jobless, then they can engage in illegal business or illegal trade such as drug trafficking. The moment youths don't have anything to do, and all they have to do is start roaming around the streets, walking aimlessly, having nothing to do, then they can even easily be lured into drug trafficking just to keep themselves busy, even though it is illegal and it is a crime. Then they start engaging in it because they don't have something meaningful to do. Then another one is peer influence and bad company. Peer influence and bad company. Some people get trapped in trafficking of drugs due to negative influence from bad friends. Due to negative influence from bad friends. Now that has to do with friend influencing one another to engage in such acts. When a friend notice that after all, my friend is not doing anything, I can easily influence him and lure him into this act, and by so doing, such friend now comes to you and tell you that, okay, I have this business, this trade, if you engage in this, you are going to get money. Then gradually such friend that influence the other friend into joining him or to engage in drug trafficking. So that is peer influence or bad company. When you join bad company as well, when you work with friends that their hands are not clean and they engage in any kind of evil or illegal activities, they can easily lure their friends into engaging in drug trafficking. Another one is laziness. Laziness. Some youths are not willing to work or be involved in jobs which require energy or activity. They prefer a less active but risky trade like drug trafficking, advanced fee fraud, or internet fraud. That is an act of laziness. Some people don't want to engage themselves in hard labor or to engage themselves in tedious activity or tedious work. They want a job that is less stressful, and they don't want to engage themselves in hard work. Then they feel that since there is not a must for them to engage in themselves in hard work, then they start looking for jobs that are less stressful, such as internet fraud or drug trafficking. So that's what this point is talking about. Some youths are not willing to work, or they want to involve themselves in job which require energy, much energy or much stress. Then the last one is lucrativeness of the illegal trade. Lucrativeness of the illegal trade. Now, drug trafficking is a lucrative business with very high monetary return. The high profit margin makes people to risk their lives to indulge in drugs. Now, because drug trafficking is a kind of business that is very lucrative, there's profit in it, there's money in it, so people want to engage money, even though it is illegal, even though it is a crime and it is harmful to the society at large, but they still want to engage in it because it's very, very lucrative. So that is what this point is talking about. It is very lucrative. It's a very lucrative business with very high monetary return, and it has high profit margin, and it makes people want to risk their life to do everything they can to ensure that they engage in it, and they also partake in the trade. They have to it requires them to distribute the drug, to grow it, to export, to import, and so on and so forth. Now, our next subtopic is consequences of drug trafficking. Consequences of drug trafficking. Now, we're having four consequences of drug trafficking. The first one is bad image of the country. Bad image of the country. The second one is imprisonment. Then we have death penalty. Then we have forfeiture of assets. Forfeiture of assets. Now let us take it one after the other, then we round up. Bad image of the country. The good name and reputation of a country whose citizens are known for trafficking in drugs is disrespected. Now, the moment a country is tagged or known as a country that engage in drug trafficking, then it leaves bad image of that country. The country will not be respected anymore, because they know that this country, that is what they are known for, to be selling, distributing, importing and exporting of illegal drugs. So it leaves bad image of the country. The good name and the reputation of that country will be will be destroyed, or you will not be known, you will be disrespected. Then we also have imprisonments. Drug traffickers are usually sent to prison to be confined for a specific period of time. Anybody caught in the act will be imprisoned, will be sent to prison to serve their prison term. Then we have death penalty. Sometimes drug trafficking attracts capital punishment of death penalty in some countries. Now, there are some countries that whenever a drug trafficker or a drug dealer is caught, the next thing that will be done to them is death, to be killed. That's death penalty. Then the last one is forfeiture of assets. Forfeiture of assets. This is the official taking away of properties and assets acquired illegally through drug businesses. This can make traffickers to even go back to square one. Now, the moment drug traffickers are apprehended, the next thing that the government will do is to seize their properties and take everything they've acquired, to take it away from them, because they realize that everything they own or they have as property is acquired through illegal means or illegal business. Then the government will seize their properties and it will be taken away from them. All right, that will be the end of the class today. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.